This week on Country Music Junkies, we have a new artist to introduce you to, although he is probably not a new artist to some of you, as he is a current highway find on Sirius XM The Highway. You've probably heard his single, Can't Get Away From a Good Time. We're speaking about Logan Mize, and we have Logan on the phone. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for letting me crash your show for a minute.
Well, we are very pleased to have you. I want to start off, I did mention your current single, Can't Get Away From a Good Time. It's on Sirius XM The Highway, which is crazy because the coverage of that station is huge. We love the song. What was your reaction the first time that you heard that song on the radio?
It was great. Anytime that anyone's willing to play one of my songs on the radio for everybody, it's a good feeling. Our previous single they played, Used Up. Yeah, the first time I heard that, it was cool, and it didn't get old.
Well, that is great. Now, you mentioned your song Used Up. That is also a great song, which received a lot of praise from a lot of fellow country artists. That's got to be pretty cool as well.
Yeah, I was proud of the song. It wasn't kind of your standard country tune. It was just something that kind of fell out, and we recorded with my road band, and it was just really exciting that John Marks picked that to be a single, and then we followed it up with Can't Get Away. It's been a fun year having the XM singles. So.
Absolutely. Now, I want to jump back a little bit for fans who may not necessarily be familiar with where Logan Mize came from. So I understand you are from Kansas, but can you give us a little bit of your backstory and how you got to this point with these two singles on Sirius XM?
Yeah, I grew up in a little town, Clearwater, Kansas, 2,000 people, and
wow.
I left there when I was 18, went to college, and I was doing that whole thing, playing on the football team, Southern Illinois University in Carbondale. But the second I left, I played piano as a kid and stuff, and I was always into music. So the second I left home, I took my dad's guitar with me, and that was the first thing I did when I got out the door was, started writing songs and trying to play anywhere I could around in Carbondale, Illinois, and it was only 2.5, 3 hours from Nashville, so I was making trips down every week to play any given writer's night and everything, and it wasn't too long before that kind of overshadowed me wanting to have any kind of college degree or be on a football team,
Right. Funny how that happened.
Yeah. So it was just typical, 18, 19-year-old kid. I say now that I'd be a good college student, but at the time I don't think I was cut out for it.
That's all right. So when exactly in your college career did you decide that, I'm going to make music my focus?
I was about 2 years into college, and that's when I decided, okay, I'm definitely going to move down there to Nashville. For some reason, I went back to Kansas after a couple years there, and I was framing houses and decided I was going to save up some money so that I could move out and kind of figure out the music scene and have a little bit to live on before I really had to find a serious job. But, my money management skills weren't, at 19, 20 years old, weren't the greatest. So I think when I left for Nashville, I tried to save up money for like 6 to 8 months. It wasn't working out, so I ended up just getting in my truck and driving out anyway, and didn't have anything, and I was having a blast. It was fun. It was a good adventure. So I ended up here in Nashville about 8 years ago, a couple weeks ago, officially 8 years. So I'm on my 9th year now.
Excellent. Well, and you've done quite well for yourself in those short years. That's awesome. So before these singles that have been released, you released a full-length album called Nobody in Nashville. Can you tell us a little bit about that album?
Yeah, so, I signed a publishing deal at Big Yellow Dog Music in 2009 or 10, I can't remember, and there was a writer there named Daniel Tashin. He's still there, one of my good friends, and he's just a really musical guy. He plays anything. He's a killer singer and great songwriter, and I was kind of, always asking him, to write and getting his played his drums, and I just really, really like him, and felt like he had a lot of knowledge to offer. I asked him to produce a record on me, and so he said yes, and we went and put a band together, and he kind of had a vision for where he wanted it to go, and ended up with those 10 songs, and that was a Nobody Nashville record. And I'm still really proud of it. You know, it's very bare bones and raw. You know, it's pretty dry sounding, and you know, he kind of, the record before, you know, I just hired a studio band, and I wrote all the songs, but I didn't play on it, and he kind of forced me to play. You know, he was shoving instruments in my hand. You know, the whole time we were recording the thing. You know, it was my first time to ever play mandolin was playing on that record.
Oh, so, wow.
Yeah, so it was really fun, a really good learning experience.
Absolutely, I would imagine so. So how has the evolution from the Nobody in Nashville record to the new singles that you've released? Presumably there's an upcoming album for that. Has your sound changed? Has your writing changed? Are there any kind of comparable differences?
Yeah, I think I learned so much with Daniel. I kind of figured out stuff on my own, which is kind of the typical, you know, once you learn something, you can take it on the run and get a million miles out of it. So from that point, I just started, you know, putting together bands and going to the studio and doing, you know, demo sessions and stuff. And through producing, you know, dozen demo sessions or something, kind of figured it out and was able to hone in on what kind of sound I was going for to do this next project that had Used Up and had Can't Get Away on it. And there's a batch of songs that go with it that I hope to put out soon. But yeah, it's definitely it's kind of been something that I've been able to figure out on my own, and so I'm really excited to get it all out there.
Well, we are very excited to hear it all, and I'm sure that fans are also very, very excited to hear the next single or the full record, whichever comes first. Logan, if fans want to connect with you, get in touch with you, how can they do that?
Well, I have a website. You can go to loganmize.com, and my last name is spelled M-I-Z-E. I know that's confusing sometimes. And then, yeah, there's links to Facebook and Twitter and, you know, iTunes and all that stuff, all the social media. So you can, you know, I usually try to reply to everybody and try to be pretty interactive with fans and stuff. So I'm so appreciative of the people who are interested and want to come to shows and pay for a ticket and buy music. It means the world to me. So.
Well, Logan, thank you so much for your time today. That's great. Fans, be sure to check out loganmize.com. Mize is spelled M-I-Z-E. And we'll have links as well to all of that on our own social media pages, so be sure to look out for that. Logan, thank you so much. Best of luck moving forward, and we look forward to hearing the new album and new songs.
Yeah, thanks again for letting me do the interview today. I appreciate it.